Greetings, greetings, greetings. Happy Wednesday and a Wellness Wednesday indeed. Just stop lunch and learn on our journey maneuvering menopause with grace and ease. Or maybe even if you are a woman, or maybe if you're not even in perimenopause or menopause, but you are currently at work and you need to take a pause. You are looking for something to relieve the stress, the tension, the overwhelm, and to get over the hump that is hump day on Wednesday. So let's talk about it. Today, we are going to discuss 5 ways to take a mindful moment to ease the stress of perimenopause and menopause symptoms. And I am your host for this journey. I am Dr. Michelle Clay, a physician certified holistic health counselor and clinical nutritionist. My purpose is that of a healing helper, and I blend all of those ingredients together like a delicious pot of gumbo into reality. Reality is a premium wellness experience providing tools to transform your wellness through premium loose leaf herbal teas, wellness coaching programs curated specifically for fabulous women over 40, and corporate wellness services. So, let's get into it. So, why am I choosing this topic today? Well, there are a couple of reasons. Number one is I am a fabulous woman over 40. I have been dealing with a lot of feelings of overwhelm. And I am very clear by my own personal experience, as well as what the research shows that stress, the stress response can trigger more menopause symptoms. Okay, specifically the mood swings, the anxiety, a depressed mood, even some of those pesky, annoying vasomotor symptoms that are the hot flashes and the night sweats. Okay, okay. The other thing is, um, we are in a very transitional time. It is an election year. People are fearful of the future financially, also may have some apprehension about the future politically. If you are like me and dealing with caring for your parents, all of that. So when people ask me, well, how are you doing? Instead of giving the, cliche response of, oh, I'm fine. The first step of healing is awareness. And I am very transparent and I say, my response is, oh, there are mountaintop and valley moments, and sometimes both in the same day. That's where I am. But in order, when I'm at that mountaintop, to harness that energy, or if I'm in that valley moment to help bring me up and bring me a sense of balance, bring me back to homeostasis, that's a sense of balance, both in your emotions as well as physiologically, bring you back to balance from that spike in the cortisol, then I practice mindfulness. Now, mindfulness is based stress reduction techniques. In some areas, in some journals, and I specifically will be referring to a study that was published in the Journal of Midlife Health, mindfulness based behavioral cognitive therapy. That's a lot, MBCT, okay? And so let me read to you, according to that journal, specifically what, y'all know I gotta put my glasses on, specifically what their definition of mindfulness is. A non judgmental sense of awareness that helps with the clarity of vision and the acceptance of emotions and physical phenomena as they occur. Mindfulness based therapies offer a helpful approach to increase self acceptance and coping by providing systematic training in mindfulness meditation as a self learned approach to stress reduction. Okay, now that is their definition published in the Journal of Midlife Health. So here's the deal, pickle. Let's go into the 5 ways. So, the 5 ways to take a mindful moment that I will be discussing with you today is number one, body scanning. Okay, that's number one. Number two is mindful eating. Number three is breathing, specifically intentional breathing exercises, meditation, which y'all have heard me talk about quite a bit before, and body perception or self acceptance. Okay. Now, the thing with aging, particularly with perimenopause and menopause, as well as just changing life circumstances and situations, is that we often feel out of control because we cannot control what is happening to us, in a sense. Okay. In a sense. And so, particularly with perimenopause and menopause, our bodies are changing. Things are happening that have never happened before. Okay. We are feeling things that we have never, ever felt before. Um, we feel out of control and sometimes don't even know ourselves. Okay. Okay. So, one thing that a mindfulness approach, the first one we're going to talk about is body scanning. And using that as a mindful, taking a mindful moment is simply closing your eyes, tuning out to everything else that is happening around you, and just being present in the moment. And in that moment, you can start from your toes, assessing what feeling you have in your toes and move up to your ankles. What kind of feeling are you having in your ankles? Let me say this right quick. One thing reason that's important to me is because one of the 34 symptoms of menopause is joint aches and pains that is independent of arthritis. Okay. So there have been times when my ankle, particularly the right ankle, will ache. Haven't fallen, haven't twisted it, nothing of that nature. So, doing a body scan and being mindful of that, being aware, okay? Then, once you move from your ankles, moving up to your calves and noting what you feel there, if anything, traveling up to your knees and so on and so forth until you travel up to the crown of your head. So, it's a body scan. That is simply scanning your body, noting what you feel, what you experience without judgment. No, oh, I shouldn't have this pain, I shouldn't have this ache, or I shouldn't have this thought about it. But remember, non judgment. Okay. So that's one way to take a mindful moment to help ease the stress, number one. And you notice that whenever you shift your focus from what is happening around you, that email, that presentation, your mama and them, whoever, whatever, and focus on one thing, that it does minimize some of the stress because your mind isn't racing. You are focused on one thing only. Okay. The second way to take a mindful moment to ease the stress of perimenopause and menopause is breathing. Now, there are many types of intentional breathing exercises. You've heard me talk before about the box breath. So, in essence, it is a 4 count breath, but in your mind, you visualize a box because a box has 4 sides. So inhaling to the count of 4, holding for the count of 4, exhaling for the count of 4, holding for the count of 4, like pausing, inhaling for the count of 4, and so on and so forth, making the box. But I also want to share another one with you, which is alternate nostril breathing. And it's very simple. You close your eyes and you can put one thumb over one nostril, okay? And you inhale through that nostril to the count of 4. Pitch both hold to the count of 4. Exhale through the opposite one. to the count of four. And then inhale again to the count of four. Hold to the count of four. And exhale through the other one to the count of four. Or you can do 7 counts once you have breathing is an exercise. It's a practice. Okay. So 7 counts is for the seasoned intentional breather. And so you see that I went up one side, held down the other, and then you just simply go back. And if you do that for 3 rounds, then once again, you are mindful about your breathing. Your stress will decrease. Okay. The next one is mindful eating. And so many of us who lead extremely busy lives, it's the lunch hour. So maybe you only have a set amount of time to eat, or if you're preparing for a meeting or a presentation, that usual set time has decreased. And you may be eating on the go, it's rush, rush, rush. I encourage you, mindful eating is instead of barely tasting your food, barely chewing your food, but just almost inhaling it and sometimes swallowing some pieces whole. First of all, that's dangerous for choking. But secondly, having a practice of mindful eating, using this third technique to take a mindful moment, is first being aware of, let's say you're preparing your plate, of how you prepare your plate. Your plate is your canvas. My godfather always used to say, you eat with your eyes first. And he used to make the most beautiful artistic creations with the plate, with all the colors and how they were arranged. And he would make flowers and things out of kiwi and cucumbers. Amazing. So just looking at it, you feel the life and get excited about what is getting ready to go into your body and elevate you and nourish you and nurture you and heal you, activate you, energize you. Okay. And then as you eat, savoring each bite, fully chewing. Digestion begins in the mouth with the chewing, and fully chewing until that food has become a liquid, or in the medical world, we call it chyme, and then swallowing it, savoring the flavor, savoring the moment. And also, when you are preparing your plate, being mindful of what you put on your plate, of what you are putting into your body. That's mindful eating. And we can go deeper into that in later sessions about what are some mindful ways to create your plate to participate in mindful eating, particularly being mindful of the food you choose that will help mitigate some of the symptoms of perimenopause and menopause. And the other ways, being mindful of the food you choose to mitigate the stress response. There are some foods that help bring down the cortisol levels. Okay. Next is meditation. Now, in a sense, we already did a meditation, because you don't have to just sit and be still and doing all of this. There are walking meditations. Even simply focusing on your breath in itself is the premise, is the root, is the beginning of meditation. And finally, body perception, self acceptance. So, in a sense, that kind of goes into body scanning. But I remember a time, let me tell you a quick story. I remember a time when I was so stressed out, chronic stress. And some of you've heard me say this before and asked you, have you ever been in a house full of people but still felt alone? Chronic stress, not feeling heard, not feeling seen, not feeling valued, not feeling affirmed, can do that. And that's where I was. And I remember barely looking at myself in the mirror. And when I did, it was full of criticism. Instead of choosing to focus on something that I loved about myself, I immediately went to something that I disliked about myself. And I honed in on that and focused on that only. And so, body perception, how I want you to begin that process is choose one thing. Choose one thing that you love about your body. And I want you to celebrate yourself. I want you to celebrate that one thing. One thing I love about my body, I love my shoulders. Now, I don't have them out today, but I don't know why. I think my shoulders are sexy. So in the summers, I always have them out. And the more that I'm outside and the sun is kissing that melanin and glowing my skin, and I put on my shea butter and the melanin is glowing and shining and popping, I feel amazingly sexy. I love my shoulders. And as I celebrate my shoulders, another thing that I love about myself, let's move up. I love my neck. It's long and it's thin, and it gives me the ability to really rock some choker necklaces. Like I can rock a choker, okay? I can rock it. And another thing I love are my cheeks. I love the high cheekbones that I have. I get that from my mama's side because I do have Indian in my family. Don't laugh, but it's true. It's true. Um, and so I love that, and I love my nose. I get that from my mama too. And I love my eyes. My eyes are the exact color of my daddy's. And in the summer, the more that I'm tan, then my eyes just really start to pop even more. So that's just a quick little thing. And celebrating that, I feel better about myself already instead of how I just like my thighs and my gut and my butt. Okay. So, body perception and accepting yourself. Now, accepting yourself, self acceptance of seeing yourself beautiful exactly where you are, how you are today, not yesterday, today. That is a way to be mindful, and that is crucial maneuvering menopause and perimenopause with grace and ease because our bodies are different. Honey, they will never be like they are, like it was at 25. Thank God. Sometimes, thank God. So, just as a quick recap of 5 ways to take a mindful moment to ease the stress of perimenopause and menopause: body scanning, intentional breathing. I talked about the box breath and the alternate nostril breathing, meditation, mindful eating, and body perception, self acceptance. So I hope that this has encouraged you today. I hope that this quick little lunch and learn on a Wellness Wednesday has uplifted you and you have learned something. But there's one last thing I want to share with you as a bonus. So, coming up on April 26th is a Friday at 7 p.m. EST, right from the comfort of your home. Baby, I want you to relax and release, get comfortable and cozy, and invite you to the Goddess Girls Night In. It is a pajama pamper party, and we will be implementing a lot of these mindful practices that I have shared with you today. But I'm also going to add, we'll be having some healing foot baths, and I will guide you into a DIY way to prepare your own relaxing foot bath with some ingredients that can help soothe. Stress as well as some of the menopause symptoms. The mindful eating. We will be having a charcuterie plate contest. I have all kind of gifts and prizes for the one who you vote to be the winner. I'm not going to be the judge, honey. We're going to let your girls do that, your sister goddesses. And so it's just going to be a wonderful experience, a TGIF like none other, with me, Dr. Michelle, your sister goddesses who feel you, support you, understand you, and maneuvering this perimenopause and menopause journey. So to go to that, let me see if I can put it in the comments. Y'all know I have trouble when I talk and type. It's at metimewithteas.com for you to register. You will receive your ingredient list because we also will be making a craft signature cocktail with a special reality blend. So you'll get your recipe, ingredient list for your herbal foot bath, as well as some other goodies. So head on over there, register, and I will see you there April 26th. All right. So this concludes our session. I want you to go forth, be brilliant, have a positive rest of your day. Be well and do something well and wonderful for yourself. It's Dr. Michelle signing off. Bye.